This year's summit is generating headlines for more than one reason. Here is another one. Xi Jinping, who publicly confronted Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. What was the Chinese president angry about? Well, President Xi slammed Trudeau for allegedly leaking private details of a meeting to the press. And all this happened right when the cameras were rolling. You have to see it to believe it.
It is rare for world leaders to spar at multilateral forums in front of cameras. But at this year's G20 summit, the world witnessed an unprecedented clash. A Canadian video journalist caught Xi Jinping. This was miffed with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Everything we discuss is then leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate.
The camera was now in the face of the two leaders. Xi Jinping could have held back, but he didn't.
And that's not how the way the conversation was conducted. If there is sincerity on your part,
Trudeau was in no mood to pull punches either.
Free and open and frank dialogue, and that is what we will continue to have. We will continue to look to work constructively together, but there will be things we will disagree on, and we will have to
let's create the conditions first.
What was the Chinese president so angry about? Several reports claim that exchange was about this piece. It was published after Xi and Trudeau met on the sidelines at the G20 summit. Canadian intelligence suspects China meddled in the 2019 elections of Canada. Trudeau is said to have expressed his concerns about this. He later explained his side in both English and French.
I raised the issue of interference with our citizens and expressed that it's important that we continue to have dialogue about that. Écoutez, je pense que les gens savent très bien que pas toutes les conversations vont toujours être faciles avec les autres chefs, surtout quand il y a des enjeux qui sont source de différends.
Canada's relationship with China has been particularly tricky for Trudeau to manage. He met with his Chinese counterpart after a gap of more than 3 years. The relationship hit rock bottom in 2018 with the arrest of Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou in Canada. It happened on the request of the United States. Meng was accused of bank and wire fraud. Washington wanted Canada to extradite her to the United States. China chose to respond by engaging in what many experts have termed as hostage diplomacy. Chinese authorities arrested 2 Canadian citizens, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor. They were tried for spying. The feud ended in 2021. Canada released Meng Wanzhou, and Beijing sent back the 2 Michaels.
How are you feeling, Michael?
But the trust deficit still remains. Recently, Canada took a major decision against 3 Chinese firms on national security grounds. They were asked to divest their investments in critical mineral companies. Beijing was less than pleased.
The Chinese side urges the Canadian side to stop its unreasonable suppression of Chinese companies and provide a fair, just, and non-discriminatory business environment for Chinese companies to operate normally in Canada. The Chinese government will continue to firmly safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of its domestic enterprises.
Xi Jinping's public confrontation with Trudeau confirms what many have said in the past. Ties between Canada and China remain sour, and the relationship might not improve anytime soon. Bureau Report, World is One.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.